I've been at this flat for 6 months now. It's on a very long street in a period conversion. When I arrived, it was newly renovated, which is so unusual for a London flat. It's very, very spacious. It's a mezzanine, so the actual room has been split between 2 levels, and I love the fact that the sleeping area is separate from the living space. One of the things that I loved is that it was a very muted color palette, so the floorboards are grey and the walls are white, and it's got this big beautiful window, and it's got these amazing lights hanging from the ceiling which give it such a modern touch, and I love the metal brass detail. It's been such a fun process to rent a flat that is completely a blank canvas, and to choose all of my furniture and to choose the layout. Hello and welcome to my channel, Interior Reflections. For those of you who are already subscribers, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, my name is Gia Lulic, and my goal for this channel is to bring you material that inspires you, uplifts you, or just helps you relax at the end of the day alongside your coffee or cup of tea or wine or whatever it is you relax to. So in this episode, I'm so excited to be sharing with you guys a tour of my own flat. This video is probably one I'm most excited about just because it's been in the works for such a long time. It's taken me 6 months to finish decorating this flat to a standard where I feel like I want to make a video on it. I'm never really 100% happy, and I still feel like I could have done a better job, but you do get to a point where you're like, it's good enough. This video is going to have 2 parts. The first part is going to be a tour of my flat, and the second part of the video is going to be on the area that I'm living in. I can't tell you how obsessed I am with this part of town. It's got everything I could ever wish for, and I'm so happy here, and there's so many great places to go. For those of you who are perhaps living in London and want to move to a different area but are not sure where you could move or not sure where you're going to fit in, or if you're someone who's planning to move to London and wants to know about some of the areas where you could potentially live in, or are just interested in just the city itself. So we'll do that in the second part of this video, so make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe and hit the bell button so you know when the new video comes out. But for the time being, let's have a look at what I've done in my flat. Things that were really important to me were that I got furniture that still allowed for a lot of space. The main idea was I still had everything I needed in terms of a working space and a place to relax, but I also wanted to have a lot of open space so that if I wanted to dance around my room or do jogging on the spot, or I don't know, just not bump into things, it just felt very open. I learned from the last place I was in that it can feel quite claustrophobic to just have furniture everywhere. The other thing that I wanted to ensure was that the furniture was directed towards sort of the light that was coming in through the apartment. The way I went about decorating this space is I went on Pinterest and found a picture, which is that one, which I found really inspiring and which I decided to kind of model the layout and also the furniture that I bought for the space. And so the color scheme I used was a dusty pink and a dark green. And so you'll see the sofa I'm sitting on is this dark green color. I love it because it's actually pretty comfortable considering that it wasn't very expensive, and it also doubles up as a bed. I can actually have people come and stay without any fuss at all. I tried to use different textures as well, like the rug is like cotton, a little bit bohemian, but it's also quite muted as well. I needed to get some furniture that was going to enable me to host, but also double up as extra storage. One of the issues I had when I moved in here was that there was no storage at all. I just had a chest of drawers, and then I had to figure out how to manage all the clothes that I have. And the solution that I came to was to have this rack that was gonna double up as kind of like a decoration and make the apartment look lived in, but also somewhere where I can have all my clothes that I'm frequently wearing. This has meant that I have to put my winter clothes in a suitcase when it's summer and vice versa, but it has also given me the opportunity to go through my clothes very frequently and see what I'm wearing and what I'm not wearing. I wanted to have golden accents throughout the space. So you'll see the table has gold edging, the mirror, there's also the candle holders. There's this beautiful little display that my best friend got me with the feather. The other thing that was really important was to make sure that some of the furniture is rounded rather than all square. I love soft lines, and these walls actually have like a curved bit, and I wanted to kind of imitate these soft lines in the furniture, and I just wanted to have that combination so that the space doesn't look too boxy. I decided to get prints that were quite colourful, but also to mix the frames, just to give the room a bit of an eclectic feel. The one of the door is by an artist who sells his work on Portobello Market, and what I loved about this one is it's all made up of little tiny photos that he's taken around Notting Hill to make that picture. And so I just loved the amount of work that went in and how it turned out. The print at the bottom is one of London houses, and I love cherry blossoms, so I really wanted to have that on my wall. The one by Paul Klee is actually one I found secondhand from a man selling it on the street on Portobello. I love this Poets and Punks poster. I just think it's really retro and it's so different to the other prints that I have. Also, Klimt the Kiss. You'll see a lot of this print around my apartment. Something that when I was really young, I noticed my grandma had this print hanging right outside her apartment, weirdly in the hallway, and I always remembered it and it just stuck with me. The print of Bridget Bardot, I just love how she just looks so at ease and she looks so cool, and it's just a really inspiring picture. The print of Vogue is a random story of how my picture got into one of the British Vogue magazines. After my best friends and I did like a random photo shoot, and she worked for a jewelry company that was acquainted with Vogue magazine at the time, and it ended up being on like the advertising page. It was such a fun day that I had with my 2 closest friends, and yeah, I wanted to have that on my wall as inspiration. If you guys like the video, please do give me a like and subscribe to the channel and click on the little bell button. It will tell you when new videos come out. I've really enjoyed making this video and have a feeling that I'm gonna have even more of a blast on the next one. So I hope you guys stick around. Until then, stay well, and I am so looking forward to seeing you in the next video.